Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? My name is DJ djanonzt, and we got Zombie Dominik Mysterio back at 6-star gold. And I've always been a user of Zombie Dom and a strong advocate of his. We didn't even do the nice shot here. But I wanted to take another look at him. And we're going to look at a lot of things. We're going to start from peak damage and work our way down on the build some. And we'll drop off things as we go. And by the end of it, we'll do a build that is about as basic as you can do and still hit pretty hard. So stay tuned for that. So we're going to start as whaley as we can be, basically. And this build here would be if you are in a tour or like top line of feud. This might work. I'd have to count it out for top line feud. I think he'd still be one short, but we'll put Hogan in for the feud build, which will be after this. But we'll just show the damage that you can actually wreak here. So let's say like you're in faction boss or something. You might use one prop to start up so that you can have this person on there, the other trainer. Like, so let's not discount using that trainer on here though. So the vintage glamour plate would work well. Yeah. We'll get to that for the last build for sure. So on here we actually went with the glowing fate plate. That's the Naomi plate. Whenever we make 6 or more submission gems, increase our green gem damage by 200% for 2 turns. And we got the Ninja Turtles, the new era plate. Whenever you break 4+ green gems, generate 10 random yellow at the end of your turn. That's how we're going to recycle. And then we got the Double Fury 2s on. And we had Kofi for 4 yellow MP. And we get 1 for our turn, and then 3 for the tour perks here. And we got Sherry on there for the +4 multiply gem. And then we got the new Zombie Chelsea for green gem damage, multiply gem damage. And then Zombie Ray is giving us 3 more green gems. So, there we go. Green gem damage by 145% for 2 turns off of that move. Then we're going to put down the countdown gems. I have just tested for the last hour every combination of everything you can do with this man. And without just removing MP trainers altogether, this is the most, maybe a little RNG on what actually happens with your multiply gems, but pow! That's going to hit hard. Didn't get much of a cascade after. That one hit for 120. We hit one for 135 right before when I was warming up. So that's going to hit anywhere from 120 to 140. So faction boss build, tour build, top line feud, like you're going to hit really hard. I will tell you the downside of this build, when they come out of the submission, if they get a cascade and they pin you, all of that goes off while you are covered, and you're going to lose all of it, and then you're going to get up and all your moves are going to be empty. So that's the downside of this. It's a crapshoot here. So we're going to actually take a couple things off, and I'll be right back. Okay, coming back in again, we're going to sub out here and go with a turn 1 feud build. And this won't be row dependent. This is going to be, you can put this in the bottom row in a non-full row. You're going to be able to get your 8 MP this way. You're going to get 4 from Kofi. You're going to get 2 from CM Punk. You're going to get 1 from Hogan and 1 for your turn. That's all the 8 you need right there. So CM Punk's going to give you the 2 yellow MP and the 50% green gem damage. So that's going to be huge. Again, well, look, this is the top plate combination, so we're still going to leave this on for now. We will continue to strip things down as we go. This will be the definitive Zombie Dominik Mysterio video as of 10/16/24. Alright, so we want to increase that damage again. We're going to put down the countdown gems. See, here's going to be the downside. Boom. Look at that. It hit me hard. All that cascade happens while I'm covered. I kick out. Now I'm in trouble. That's the downside of Dom. So we'll be right back. We're going to increase that gem damage. We're going to hit them countdown gems. And we're going to hit the sub. And hope that it doesn't go as bad as it did the last time. It's, oof, that was close. We'll see. Still kind of a lot of multiply gems there. And anything on the after cascade, there we go. 72 million down to 67 with a full recycle for feud. That's not going to be I mean, you're going to hit your sub turn 1 and you're going to hit your damage turn 2, but 67 million is going to put most people away. And if not, you're ready to hit it again the next turn. So we're going to go take it down another notch and just stay tuned. Second trainer instead of Punk, and we're going to get an extra multiply gem strength. In testing it a bunch of times before at the highest build, we noticed more damage on the top end from Punk than from Braun. But it wasn't, they weren't far off on consistency, so we will show that. This will assume middle row, I guess. You wouldn't be able to do this on the bottom row. You'd be 1 MP short, but on tour it'll work. This would be somebody who's using a prop in feud, or you got him in your middle line or top line. But we changed the plates now. We went down to the all heart plate, so we're going to get 100% green gem boost instead of the 200. But we lost our recycling ability, and now we're going to get another 50% green or all gem damage from the Seal of the Acolytes plate. So we're going to see this will probably stack up just about the same in the top end damage. We did test the Jade plate on there, and it does not work. It didn't trigger anything, so we did more damage using the new gen plate or whatever, the new generator, whatever it was. I can't remember what it's called. The turtle plate, the yellow-green one, the green-yellow one. So this is essentially like a turn 3 feud build or a prop or whatever, but it still should hit pretty hard here. And that one's hitting 80 million right there. That Acolytes plate gave us more gem damage there than I thought it was going to. So, hey, that one hit really hard. The combinations are endless. We're going to take a little more off and see what we can hit. Okay, this time, before we get going, I'm going to let you know that really there's not like another main build. There's one more thing I'm going to try, but it would only work with tour perks. And if I can get it to work, it will be at the end of the video. So stick around to see if the surprise does, in fact, come up at the end of the video. I don't know. It might not. If it doesn't work, there probably just won't be an extra build. And also, I'm going to tell you before we get into the bargain build here, our dollar store build, if you have the Zombies Thunderdome moment, in Showdown, you're going to get +2 multiply gems. In Feud, you're going to get +2 multiply gems. And in Showdown, you're also going to get 3 extra MP. So keep that stuff in mind. These are great stats for him. So he's going to hit even harder than this. Like, if you're in Feud with this build. Now, remember, this also is going to require middle lane because I'm not trying to He's 1 MP off. He's an 8 MP guy. That's high MP. You'd have to use Santa Hogan in place of one of these two. But at this rate, I want to assume that maybe you don't have a Santa Hogan that's hitting for 18k flat gem damage. So you have to put him in your middle row to make it work. And that's fine because not everybody needs to have an extra MP to be made to work. But you're going to need Ray. I'm going to show you one match after this with no Ray, with another skill plate too. But when we're talking skill plates for this, we will go ahead and say that if you had the Eyes of Judgment here, whenever you make the countdown gems, deplete MP from your opponent's moves. I mean, that would be cool. You're already using a sub to save yourself, but there's actually another build that I might put that onto. It would work better for the surprise build than this build. But we definitely want to get rid of the Seal of the Acolytes now. We'll just put a defensive stance green on there. I think that one's pretty doable for people. And we still have the All Heart on here, but maybe we don't have the All Heart on here. Maybe you don't have the All Heart. So we're going to look at what some of the options are here. I know a lot of people got the Hard Times plate like a month ago, so whenever we make 6 or more countdown gems, increase blue and yellow gems, so that's not really going to help. That's yellow gem damage. So I guess I was just misremembering that one, but if we put Vintage Glamour on here, that can help us possibly recycle a little bit too. So we're going to go ahead and put that on there. That's purple and red gem damage. Where's the countdown gems to green gem damage plate? The Z plate too would give you increase your gem damage by 50% and reduce your opponent's gem damage by 35% for 2 turns. The Z plate would give you some more damage here. If you didn't have any of the other big damage plates, that's giving you 50% gem damage, so it's worth checking out for you. But we're doing so many builds in this video as it is that I'm just not going to do it here. Increase that green gem damage. Countdown gems. Submission gems. All right, hopefully this one goes well. All right, that went as good as you can hope. Pow! And we missed a couple gems at the bottom there, but we still hit for 45 million on that first cycle, and we did get a full recycle there, so that's not super bad. All right, we're gonna show one that's pretty bad though, so we will go if there's no Z-Ray, and we'll see just like the best we can do with the least. You can look at that Chelsea and say she's not a dollar store build, but she could be because everybody's going to unlock her. So eventually you can take her up as high as you'd like to build her on your roster. But this is as basic as we could get. Everybody should have this whole setup. If you played when Ozzy was released, he was free. If not, maybe you watch this in the future. You use whatever green gem damage you could put out in this situation. If you don't have Zombie Ray, Zombie Ray is the most important piece to building Zombie Dominik. When we go to the title here, we're going even more basic yet. We're down to the Shock the System skill plate and the ultimate defensive stance. Now, the Shock the System will be good for a recycle. It'll be good like that Ninja Turtles plate was good for it, but we're getting no gem damage out of our plate at all now. And no guaranteed MP. If there's no black gems on the board, we get nothing. All right. Let's see how it goes. We've got no Z-Ray. No Z-Ray. If you had Eyes of Judgment plate on here, it wouldn't even matter. Man, that plate is something. It's just so... I use it as like a showdown plate. If they can't do moves against me, they can't beat me, right? So I use it on my Ghostbuster Cena there. Up and up. We got it. Recycling a 17 mil. I hit 22 mil when I just tested it before. And daggone, that defensive stance plate really knocked this man down a peg there, huh? Holy moly. 17 mil, though. That's the dollar store build for Zombie Dom. And, countdown gems and increasing the green gem damage. And then this, green move that makes a 1x7 area into yellow. And I believe... No, you can't. Never mind. Anyway, so you could do this in a tour. So I was assuming you had to use tour perks. And you would go double MP trainers. And then you would go Chelsea and Ray here. All right. And then this should give you all of this loaded on turn 1. So my big plan was that I wanted to use Mae Young's crown. So when I was planning this in my head, it would go that I would set off my countdown gems, it would explode the board green, and then after that, it would hit the Mae Young crown and blow up the board green again. And that's just not the case. The Mae Young crown will go off every time you swipe, and then your countdown gems don't go off. So that's not what I wanted to do. So I changed my course of action here to go to the Z plate so that I can get 50% extra gem damage here every time I put the countdown gems down. And then we're using the new era here to cascade yellow gems at the end too, just to try to get the recycle in. So hopefully all these moves would be full every turn. You could use the Eyes of Judgment. I probably would use that if I had it, but I know that's a pretty rare plate. And we traded out Zombie Ray because we won't need him. And I had forgot that, but we got Ozzy on there for green gem damage. So just whatever you got for more green gem damage. And speaking of it, we're going to buff it right there. Then we're going to activate that Z plate one time by hitting this move. We're going to get our countdown gems out. And then we're going to hit this green move, make the 1x7 into yellow. We want to try to stay away from those countdown gems. Doesn't look like there's a cascade in there, and it lands perfectly, thank you. Now we can go another 145% there, so that's nearly 300% just from that yellow move twice. And we're going to be, now that's 2 activations of the Z plate. So that should be 100% gem damage from that. And now we just want to find one safe swipe. I'm looking for the safest swipe we got. I really feel like that's it. There, it worked. And pow! What we got? And pow! A 67 million turn 1. We did it! We did a build. That was not the sub. That's absolutely insane. If you made it this far in the video, you're an absolute legend. And I love Zombie Dom. I always will. He'll get you some wins. He will get you some wins. If you need somebody and you don't have a super big hitter, take him up. I use him in Faction Boss all the time. And until next time.